Gillian Taylor from Sheffield, a writer. Her subject, the Romney Marsh novels of Monica Edwards. Ray Driscoll from Woking. And your name?
Gillian Taylor.
Your occupation?
Writer.
And your chosen subject?
The Romney Marsh novels of Monica Edwards.
The Romney Marsh novels in 2 minutes, starting now. Tamsin Gray, Rissa Burney and Marion Fairbrass are three of the central quartet in the Romney Marsh series. Who is the fourth?
Roger Lambert.
Yes, on which Sussex village where she lived from the age of 14 did Monica Edwards base the fictional village of Westling?
Rye Harbour.
Yes. What nickname does Rissa give Roger in The Nightbird from the title of a mouth organ dirge that he composes?
Wall-eyed Walloon.
Yes. Which family lived in the Martello Tower before they moved to Harbour Farm?
The Deep Roses.
Yes. What kind of exotic birds are found nesting in the castle walls in Strangers to the Marsh?
Hoopoo.
Yes. Which is the only one of the Romney Marsh series of books that's not illustrated?
The Wind is Blowing.
Correct. In The White Riders, what's the name of the depressing picture at Castle Farm that Tamsin finds upsetting?
The Dog's Tragedy.
Yes. In Cargo of Horses, which of the fishermen is shot in the shoulder during the second raid of the slaughter ship, the Daisy Holman?
Charlie Briggs.
Correct. What does Rissa call the ship's lantern given to her by the Westling smugglers at the end of the Summit of the Great Secret?
Captain Blood.
Correct. In The Hoodwinkers, the American souvenir hunters mistakenly believe they're buying pieces of which historical figure's boat?
William the Conqueror.
Yes. What was the name of the Rye Harbour lifeboat that capsized in 1928, a disaster which provided a lot of the background for Storm Ahead?
Mary Stanford.
Correct. What film does Mr. Hobden take the children to see in Hastings as part of his plan to keep them away from his holiday camp development in The White Riders?
The Black Stallion.
Yes. In Dolphin Summer, to which pool of water is Simo the dolphin moved so that the Aqua Circus people can't find her?
Redshanks Pool.
Yes. Which of the books was serialised by BBC Radio Children's Hour during 1955?
No entry.
Yes. In Operation Seabird, what method of transport did the children use to get to Dymchurch after the motorboat, the Albert, breaks down?
The Miniature Railway.
Yes. What's the name of the boat that crashes into the Kittiwake, causing Tamsin to topple overboard in The Nightbird?
The Curlew.
Correct. Which celebrated equestrian artist illustrated the first three of the Romney Marsh books? She based the drawings of Tamsin in Wish for a Pony on Monica Edwards' daughter, Shelley.
Anne Bullen.
Yes. Mr. Goldeye the grocer is ironically known as what in the vicarage because of his excessively gloomy nature?
Smiling Morn.
Smiling Morn is right, and you have got them all right. Gillian Taylor, 18 points. At the end of the first round, let's have a look at the scores. In fourth place with 5 points, Catherine Powell. Third place with 13 points, Ray Driscoll. Second place, 16 points, Martin Brown. In the lead with 18 points, Gillian Taylor. Finally, Gillian Taylor. And you are, although you chose the Romney Marsh novels, you are a writer of cowboy novels, Western novels.
Yes.
How come?
I've always enjoyed reading Westerns and watching them on the television.
And when you write one today, is it the sort of cowboy book that I would remember from my childhood? You know, the bad guy in the black hat and the good guy always wins. Are they kind of morality tales still?
They are generally, yes. They, we like to have a definite ending, and the good guys, or the better guys, triumph over the villains.
And you still like a good gunfight, I imagine?
Oh, yes.
And you've got to have a good gunfight. It wouldn't be a cowboy book without, would it?
No, it wouldn't.
No, quite right. Now, you have 18 points, and this is a very, very tight contest. There are two people with 27 points. That's the score to beat. Let's see if you can do it with your general knowledge. Here we go. Which flightless Australian bird derives its name from the Portuguese for ostrich?
Emu.
Yes. Which Roman emperor had his mother, Agrippina, put to death in 59 AD and did the same to his wife, Octavia, 3 years later?
Caligula.
Nero. Which Japanese word that translates as divine wind was originally applied to the typhoon that destroyed Kublai Khan's invasion fleet in the late 13th century?
Kamikaze.
Yes. Which film actor was born as Michel Chaloub in Alexandria, Egypt in April 1932?
Omar Sharif.
Yes. What's the usual British name for the vegetable known in America as an eggplant, which is an important ingredient of the Greek dish moussaka?
Aubergine.
Yes. Which Caribbean republic was a French slave colony known as Saint-Domingue from 1697 until 1804?
Mauritius.
Haiti. Fanny Price is the heroine of which of Jane Austen's novels?
Mansfield Park.
Yes. In biology, what term derived from the Latin for acorn is used for a cell or group of cells that specialise in the secretion of a particular substance?
Land.
Yes, a rod of a synthetically produced gemstone was an integral part of the first laser that was constructed in 1960 by the American scientist Theodore Maiman. Which gemstone was it?
Diamond.
Ruby. Which seaport is the second largest city in California, is famous for its zoo and naval base?
Sacramento.
San Diego. What's the name of the writer and broadcaster who was the Conservative MP for Chester from 1992 until 97?
Giles Brandreth.
Yes, Coxford, Cooch and Timothy are all members of which plant family?
Grass.
Yes, who wrote the music for the opera oratorio Oedipus Rex, which was performed for the first time in Paris in 1927?
Tchaikovsky.
Stravinsky. What word, coined in 1895, is used for an undertaker in North America?
Funeral director.
Mortician. Xantippe, who was notorious for her bad tempers, believed to have been the wife of which Greek philosopher?
Socrates.
Yes. No passes. Gillian Taylor, 27 points. At the end of an extraordinary contest, well, not quite the end as it happens, let's have a look at the scores. In fourth place with 16 points, Catherine Powell. In third place with 27 points and 1 pass, Ray Driscoll. In joint first place with 27 points and no passes, Martin Brown and Gillian Taylor. So, most unusually, we have a tie-break. What happens now is that I'll read the same 5 questions to each of the contenders, and the one with the higher score will win. We're not against the clock this time, so let me ask Gillian Taylor to leave the studio so she can't hear the questions, and Martin Brown to come to the chair again. Your 5 questions, Martin Brown. Which fat, finger-sized grubs that live in the roots of acacia trees are considered a delicacy by native Australians?
Weevils?
Witchetty grubs. The island of Hoy, which is famous for its sea stack known as the Old Man of Hoy, is the second largest island in which group?
Hebrides?
The Orkneys. Which French monarch was known as the Sun King?
Louis XIV.
Correct. Which Benjamin Britten opera is based on a ghost story by Henry James featuring 2 children and has nursery rhymes woven into the score?
Peter Grimes?
The Turn of the Screw. In mathematics, what name is given to an angle that is greater than 180 degrees and less than 360 degrees?
Obtuse?
A reflex angle. Martin Brown, thank you. Gillian Taylor again, please. And your 5 questions. Which fat, finger-sized grubs that live in the roots of acacia trees are considered a delicacy by native Australians?
Witchetty grubs?
Yes. The island of Hoy, which is famous for its sea stack known as the Old Man of Hoy, is the second largest island in which group?
The Scillies?
The Orkneys. Which French monarch was known as the Sun King?
Louis XIV.
Yes. Which Benjamin Britten opera is based on a ghost story by Henry James featuring 2 children and has nursery rhymes woven into the score?
Peter Grimes.
The Turn of the Screw. In mathematics, what name is given to an angle that is greater than 180 degrees and less than 360 degrees?
Obverse.
A reflex angle. Gillian Taylor, thank you. At the end of the tie-break, Martin Brown has 28 points, Gillian Taylor 29.